Hey everybody, it's Rob Holman with Northwest Fishing Reports. Today we return to Alaska. We're with Gary and Victoria Anderson of Anderson Lodge, Thorne Bay. They do charters all over Prince of Wales Island, and today they're taking us to some special spots to chase big halibut. Keep watching, it's going to be a great show.
Out early in the morning, gonna go out and cast away. All these waters here for the big boys, and we all come out to play. It's the Northwestern way. Northwest Fishing Reports.
Presented by Gray's Harbor Unders.
Yep, here we are, going for the big halibut. Anderson Lodge, here we go.
All you need to do once you hit bottom, 3 cranks up, you don't need, this is not a jigging action. All you need to do is just flutter the bait. If you look over the side, you can just see the tail flutter. It's called a flutter. Yeah, so let's just send this one down. I'll show you what bottom looks like and feels like. You see my line. We're in 195 feet of water. It'll take a minute, but I'm controlling the descent. There's bottom.
Okay, up 3.
3 cranks. And all I'm doing is fluttering that rod.
Up off the bottom.
Just get jiggy with it.
The tail moving, wagging.
Yep.
Sending out a little aroma.
Yep. A little bit of motion. And at that depth, there's not a whole lot of light. So some of these are glow, some of these are UV.
Colorful jig isn't really an important thing.
Not well.
In the dark, maybe.
Colors can be specific, but at the same time, it's a varying shade of gray. It's not a color that they're attracted to.
Okay.
Fish on.
Don't know what it is yet.
Well, all right, everyone. We have made it to the fishing grounds here on the west side of Prince of Wales Island with Anderson Lodge, Gary and Victoria. We've already got our first fish on. Bruce over here is bringing it on up. Let's see what we got. Bruce, is that a big old fish there?
Well, I think it is probably a rockfish, and it hit within 30 seconds of just fluttering off the bottom. Not bouncing it off the bottom, but about probably 3 to 4 feet, just with a gentle flutter, so you get the full tail wave and action down there. But it was quick action.
Here's our fish.
So we're probably going to release that, Gary, right?
Yes, we are. This is a non-pelagic rockfish. He made it.
He made it.
Non-pelagic rockfish are allowed 1 a day. Also, Yelloweye is one of those non-pelagic rockfish, and you are allowed 1 a year as a non-resident.
So what are we doing again, Gary?
We want the Yelloweye, we don't want the others.
Right.
And so we're sending them back down. Their air bladders expand as they come up, so they need a little help going down. So we use a deep water release mechanism, and that way they can go back and survive. They show a 90% survival rate on any rockfish you send back below 100 feet.
I'm reeling one in.
Rockfish.
Anderson Lodge. I just put it down and bam, I had it. It's a rockfish. I don't think it's a halibut. I know it's
A
not.
dueling rockfish. Turn your rod kind of out so that we don't tango. Yeah, perfect.
And a quill back.
Like that. Like that.
No, you're tangled. You're loose.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we got to let that one go again.
Okay.
Your quill back.
They're getting bigger. It's about our 3rd quill back. They're really abundant, fair-sized fish.
but they're considered the same class as the Yelloweye. Correct, Gary?
Yeah, they're non-pelagic rockfish.
Non-pelagic rockfish, so we're releasing them. These are tasty fish on their own right, though.
They're pretty good.
We got a halibut. Yes. Not that I don't know.
This is a lot of fun.
A lot of times they'll put them all the way up and then they'll see the boat, throw them back down.
That's about what he did. I had him pretty close and then he just took off.
Let me see. Slowly, gentle. Do not, whatever you do not bring his head out of the water. Lift up your rod just a tad. Hang on.
Oh yeah.
He's about a 30, 35, 40 pounder. Ready? I know, I just made him do that. Okay, so when you get him up here,
Yeah.
what I want you to do is flatten him out so I can see his gills. Either side, doesn't matter. So sweep your rod to the left, keeping his head underwater. Sweep your rod to the left. He's harpooned. Okay, just hang on to him. He's not going to be able to pull that underwater. Just going to let him bleed out for a little bit here.
I know you said 35. I think it's more like 45. I don't know. That's a nice,
maybe 60.
That's a nice halibut. That's definitely the biggest halibut I've ever caught.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Good deal.
You can see the harpoon that Gary put in. You can see the tip all the way through.
What I aim for is about a 3-inch window on his gill plate there. So as I push the harpoon through, it cuts his gills, so he'll bleed. So by the time we bring him into the boat, all the fight's out of him. We're going to scoot the tote right next to the edge of the boat here. And when you gaff him in the lower lip. You see the gap there? I can get a gaff through that. So we're going to gaff him just like that. Lift him right into the boat.
That's got to be like 60.
40.
No, come on.
I'm the dream crusher.
It looks like a 60 to me, but okay, what do I know? I don't do this every day. I do know that's a nice fish.
That's a very nice fish. So this is the perfect eating size. The beautiful thing about halibut is they have about 70% yield on meat.
Yeah.
And you get 4 fillets. So you're only looking at 2 fillets right now. The other 2 are on the bottom side.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Gary's moving us over on our hunt for big halibut. He's running the 27-foot North River out here, Cold Cabin. Plenty of room for us. Not too bad, huh, Paul?
I'm loving it. I'm just ready to get one now. Get into the big hole.
Keep watching. We'll be right back with more halibut at Anderson Lodge, Alaska.
Yeah, see what you're talking about, keeping the pull on him all the time.
Yep. Just steady tension,
any
nice
slack.
and smooth.
He's coming along with the program so far.
Might be a big yelloweye.
They're right there.
It's all right. See him? It's a big yelloweye. Got it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah. Look at that, Bruce. Look, isn't that just a gorgeous fish?
Okay. And you can have that. Good job. That's a nice yelloweye.
Wow, that's a monster yelloweye. I've never caught anything close.
This fish right here is probably about 60, 70 years old. And as a non-resident, you are allowed one per year.
Uno, that's it.
One per year.
I'm done now.
That's done with free yelloweye.
Okay, I
So
filled
Bruce,
that slot.
Don't come back and catch another one.
That's right.
All right.
If so, we gotta let him go.
All right, I will mark his card. I mark my card carefully.
Those are pretty good eaters.
They're very good eating fish. Yeah.
Beautiful. There's more than a meal or two on that one too. I think there's enough for all of us. One big meal.
Well, thanks
And
for
our
sharing.
spouses, yeah. Well, it's all about sharing.
Yep.
Dinner at Bruce's house.
Gary, we're doing a different technique than Rob and I have normally when we've gone out with different guides and charters. We anchor up for halibut, but today we're kind of running and gunning, aren't we?
We are. So the anchor method is forcing the halibut to come to you. Your bait's down there long enough for them to smell it. That can be a long day, especially and boring for customers. But we find that the fish move around and they stay in similar spots. We have marked locations where we generally find them, not always on the same day, right. But so we go and chase them. And as we drift fish, we're dropping our jig heads down, touching bottom with them, cranking up 3 times so that jig is 5 or 6 feet off the bottom, and trying to keep our drift below half a knot speed over ground.
I was watching your map on your fish finder GPS and seeing a lot of really fishy looking humps and flats that it's like, oh, that's a spot.
Yeah.
A lot of places to fish over here.
There's a lot of choices, and you know, it's some you don't know that they're not a good choice until you try it.
Sure.
A lot of it has to do with bottom structure or growth. Sometimes you'll find anemones or all kinds of plants or animals down there that would prevent halibut from staying in that location. But generally, we're looking for a rocky or sandy bottom, and these halibut move around and follow the bait with the tide. So we're making that judgment as well.
Right.
And a lot of times the current is going a direction that you wouldn't expect it to go. The tide is coming in, yet we're drifting 90 degrees to that course. So it's finding your drift, keeping your line straight, and keeping it just off the bottom.
Boat control is really important.
Absolutely.
Yep. Thanks.
Bet.
Easy on it.
Oh, well, I hooked up a nice halibut.
Look at that.
It is maybe a 2-man halibut, Mike. Mike had a bet that I'd say uncle.
I want to see you head off. I would love to see you head off that line. Would crack me.
Gary said his favorite is going after these big halibut. He's gonna put us on those fish. Oh. And this sucker is ripping line. Gary, how deep are we fishing here?
I gotta look. Right around
218.
218.
I've been warm all day, my Grace Harbor Unders, and I might have to start peeling layers here.
Just let me know when you want to tag out.
Yeah. That's a little early for that one, Mike.
Leave this for that. Let's scoot it over here.
There's some fighting around. If this is 40 pounds, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. Because it feels like a nice vest.
Mike said you're
amazing.
So this might be. So if I told you that as soon as that halibut sees the boat, he's going to go right back.
Oh, I
down
know
to the
that. I know.
There he is.
Okay, slow down.
Yeah.
What's up, big boy?
Get him up to the surface, and when you do that, do the same thing Mike did. Bring him up this way, and then lay him back this way so I can harpoon him without taking his head out of the water. So he's flat. I need a good shot at his gill plate. He's not done yet. And he's hooked on the big hook, so it's better, but don't, that's a good fish. I'm not even gonna estimate at this point. You need to crank up a little bit more, bring him up about 3 or 4 more feet. Okay, but do not pull his head out of the water. Mike, let me in there.
Yep.
Okay. Ready. He's harpooned.
Holy cow, look at that fish.
Yep, good shot.
That's a pig, and I didn't cry, Uncle Michael.
You got jaws.
Keep the line fairly tight on him.
You better give him another barrel.
Nope. That's why we harpoon him.
Look at that.
That's why we harpoon him. The jig heads out of his mouth. Okay, he's still,
Oh my
but he's still
God.
stuck.
He ripped right off of it. Do you see the thrashing under there? Look at that. He unhooked it with the other hook.
That is incredible. Did you see that? Oh my God.
Dude, I was keeping that line tight, too.
I know you were. That's why we try and harpoon him pretty quickly.
We'll be back right after this message.
Lodging for today's show provided by Anderson Lodge, Alaska. Situated on beautiful Thorne Bay, Alaska on Prince of Wales Island, this small Alaskan town has something for every outdoorsman. Incredible views are everywhere. Saltwater fishing will fill your freezer with halibut, salmon, lingcod, or yelloweye. Fill your soul and your freezer. Learn more about Anderson Lodge, Alaska at andersonlodgealaska.com.
Maybe the fillet knife. Maybe the fillet knife. Thank you.
Okay, honey, be careful with this one.
What's your hand?
Yeah. Don't make it too big for the cable. Honey, bait knife, it's stiffer. There we go. There we go. Good job.
You guys ready? Here we go. Here we go.
Throw the lid on.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Nicely done.
Yeah!
Good job, dude. That was nice.
Nice
It's a
fish.
fat fish.
Welcome
Nice
to
fish.
Alaska.
Yeah, right.
Let's let him bleed
Wow.
out. Let's let him bleed out for a little bit before we do anything with him. Let's get back to fishing.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's get back to it. Gary, real quick, before we get back to fishing,
Yes.
explain a little bit about slot limits and halibut fishing here in Alaska.
So slot limits for chartered fishermen in the state of Alaska this year, the minimum size or the maximum size of the lower slot is 37 inches. So 0 to 37 inches,
You get one
you
fish.
get one fish per day on a charter boat. 80 inches and above, which is like a 200-pound monster as well, one fish a day. Self-guided, you can keep 2 fish any size every day. So this one would be what we call a gaff fish.
But that's
Yes.
something you have to pay for each year.
Yes, we purchase in advance at our own risk. Some captains do. Purchase in advance halibut quota and convert it to guided angler fish. Each year NOAA comes out with a weight average that they anticipate the halibut. This year it was 66 pounds. And so each fish, no matter what size, for a gaff fish is 66 pounds at $5.50 a pound. So we have that available for guests. We just pass the cost on to the guests.
Sure.
So this fish would be a gaff fish, which would be about $400
For a charter.
for a charter.
And you do charter trips, again, July through September.
Yep,
You've got lodging and different packages available.
absolutely.
And with that purchase quota, it gives you a lot of flexibility. For
A lot of flexibility for our guests. Yeah.
Right on. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
This is your halibut.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
It's the perfect soundtrack for
Just pointing it out.
That's photography.
I'm not pulling off.
Nice.
I'm staying there.
It's like, that's not even close to the size of mine.
No, this has got some shoulders on it.
You're not pulling off.
I have loved the week at Thorne Bay at Anderson Lodge. It has been an epic trip. And anybody out there watching this, you better get a hold of Anderson Lodge and book your trip. Oh yeah, baby! Oh! Edit. How do my new sunglasses look out there of all my fans?
Big boys gone wild.
Yelloweye.
All right.
Got a couple of yelloweyes in the fit boat. Right on.
That's Yelloweye.
Gary, Yelloweye!
Yelloweye.
Look at this pig!
God, what a hog.
Holy cow! Everybody, you got to get a hold of Gary and Victoria. What an amazing experience up here. Big halibut, huge yelloweye, meals, accommodations. You guys offer a variety of different packages and ways to come fishing out here.
Yep.
And you kind of have a philosophy, don't you?
Yep.
What is it? I don't know what it is, but I'm sure you have one.
If not, come up with something quick.
Yeah. You guys kind of have a philosophy for your guests up here.
Oh, yeah, we want to make your Alaska experience life memorable.
Oh, this was epic.
This was epic.
Unforgettable.
Good eats.
Good eats.
Good eats.
Best.